There's a lot of weapons in Terraria, but today we're going to count down the Terraria Top 5 swords. Using the numbers from the last Terraria Top 5, I'm going to be using these to judge swords by DPS. Feel free to share your opinion of your top 5 swords down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. These swords come in different sizes, but they certainly do a lot of slicing and dicing. So with that, let's go ahead and get started at number 5. Once you get a broken hero sword from the solar eclipse, you can combine it with a Knight's Edge to get the true Knight's Edge. As well as doing damage on its own, the true Knight's Edge also fires a projectile, which also helps. The glowing bolt can do upward of 76 damage and can also crit for over 108, which is quite powerful. This sword is also one half of the legendary Terra Blade. Number 4. The Beam Sword is a rare hard mode sword that fires a gold-colored projectile and also emits light. Think of it as the Legend of Zelda sword, basically, from the original game. It's very cool indeed, but again, it's very rare. It has a 1 in 150 drop rate, which is roughly 0.67. Very rare indeed. It drops from armored skeletons down in the underground. The beam from the sword itself has an internal cooldown of approximately 1 second, so it may take a little time to regenerate. The weapon cannot be switched to another item while a beam is on cooldown, so you can't end the cooldown quicker by switching. Number 3. Once again, if you're lucky to have a broken hero sword, you can combine this with Excalibur to get the true Excalibur. While this sword does not auto-swing, it does do a fair amount of damage. Like the true Knight's Edge, it can fire projectiles, though these are more of a glowing pink type. It's also on a short cooldown, so if the sword is being swung rapidly, you won't always get the projectile. While being stronger than the previous Excalibur, the true Excalibur is slightly weaker than the true Knight's Edge, but then again, it is also slightly faster, so that works out in its advantage. Number 2. The Horseman's Blade drops from Pumpkins during the Pumpkin Moon, and this sword can kick some butt. It's one of the strongest swords in the game currently, and the homing projectiles do a fair amount of damage as well. This can be considered a really great sword for fighting bosses, especially with the help of the projectiles, the flying pumpkins. One funny thing to note about this sword, any prefixes are going to be improperly displayed. For instance, Legendary the Horseman's Blade. Kind of funny, but it'd be nice to drop the part to make it sound a little bit more serious. Overall, still an excellent sword to have in your inventory. And finally, number 1. The Terra Blade is a combination of the true Knight's Edge and the true Excalibur. Doing a base damage of 88, what also helps is its speed and the fact now that it's possible to auto-swing. The Terra Blade, like its counterparts, can also fire a beam that can travel up to 2,500 blocks, and in some instances can actually do more damage than the blade itself. What's really neat is that any effects from the flask will actually transfer to the sword beam, which can be very devastating. If you're using modifiers to try and improve the weapon's melee speed, any effects will also transfer to the beam as well, so that is very helpful. The Terra Blade truly does sit on top as the highest DPS swords currently in the game. Thanks for watching, Elements. As always, please feel free to share your Terraria top 5 swords down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Again, I got numbers from terraria.gamepedia.com, so head over to there and check it out and see what you can find on their site. Please be sure to rate the video accordingly as it helps the channel out. Any new viewers, subscribe for more Terraria top 5s, Terraria gameplays, and other gameplays as well, as we always have something going on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and if not, then just simply fake it. It's almost over, and I'll see you again next time.